Hello everyone, Jeff and Jay here with another edition of Jay's Big Adventure. Jay's the fuzzy one. And we really did have an adventure today, and that was not the original plan. We were headed up Little Cottonwood Canyon up towards Snowbird and Alta and hit a deer with Laura's Z4. As you can see, Jay's got a pretty good hold of the mirror and it is pretty broken up. There's no way to save that glass. And this is a photochromic mirror, so it electrochromic, so it darkens automatically at night. The problem is on the backside. Normally, this whole glass assembly snaps into a plate that is on the back of the motor assembly that lets you adjust up, down, left, right. It also has wires for the heating elements for the mirror heater. This also has the electric dimming function as well. Those we're going to have to figure out how to fix those, but what I want to do is pry this plate out of here, and the other piece is still in the car. So we're going to take that apart, take this out, and see whether we can re-glue or plastic weld those back together, because the motor itself still works. If we can do that, then all we have to do is replace the glass piece, and that'll be a lot less expensive. Again, so on the back of the mirror, you can see this plate that is obviously broken. There's a piece that's missing. That piece is still on the mirror, and this motor is what tilts the mirror up, down, left, right. I'm going to remove that bolt to take this piece off, take the rest of this out of the mirror housing, because obviously that's going to be replaced. We'll see if we can fix it. If we do, that saves us having to buy a $120, $130 motor that we don't need, because this one works just fine. Because we're going to be working on both sides of this mirror, and these glass shards are really sharp, I'm just going to run some packing tape over the top to keep those pieces in place, and hopefully keep us from getting cut. With a couple of good layers of tape over this now, it's going to be easy to use. So what we need to do is pry this back out of here, and it looks like there are these little clips kind of around the edge. We're going to get a screwdriver, pry those out, and see if that will let us take that base out so we can reattach it to the part that's still in the car. Jay says it looks like with our screwdriver in here, we should just be able to pry it out. After messing with this for several minutes, I noticed a little arrow right here. And if we turn this, so now you can see the tabs line up with the holes, and it just lifts right out. Always pays to pay attention. That's what we needed right there. Excellent. Now we need to get the other piece off the car. Next step is to spin this center bolt out. See whether we can save the plastic piece. So this is not what I expected. When I pulled this screw out, what I found was there's a ball socket under here, and there's a screw under the spring. So always be careful when you're pulling stuff apart. You never quite know what you're going to find underneath. So the good news is this is a very clean brake. If I put this together, it's a very, very clean brake. So now what we're going to have to do is find a way to hold this down and then fill it with super glue, and I'm probably going to add some reinforcements to this just so that it is strong enough once we get it back together to not break again. But it looks like we should be able to do it. So I made a couple of little wooden pieces that I was going to use basically for splints. Once I get this together, I'm going to super glue these together. I thought I might need a little bit of reinforcement. And then Jay and I were chatting about the use of super glue and including some baking soda. I'm not sure what the chemical reaction is, but the baking soda makes the super glue super hard and it dries instantly. So we're going to try that instead. Okay, so first off, we're just going to glue the seam where it broke. And now we're just going to tap some baking soda into this. Make sure I didn't glue my finger. And it is instantly hard super glue. I'm not quite sure what the chemical process is, but it is really effective. So now we're going to do the same thing to this side. Try really hard not to glue our fingers together. Yep. That's a little wet. I didn't let that one dry quite enough. All right, well, we have given this some time to dry, and it's pretty solid. I think we're going to be able to make this work, and that saved us $125. Good job, Jay. So we let our two-part epoxy dry overnight. I just put some small pieces of wood across the seam, just to give it a little bit of strength, and it seems to be pretty strong. So it is now time to reassemble all of our bits. We'll see whether we can make this work. So these guys, I'm assuming, are going to go here. Now the bolt goes through, and that's going to screw into the mount on the car. Let's see if it works. So we've got our plate ready to go. I'm going to have to figure out which direction this is, but as you can see, this has a very distinct groove in it, and that's going to go, I guess, into the groove here. Whoop. Got some glue on it. That's going to go in here, and the mirror glass will attach to this. Once you have the mirror orientation figured out, the screw just screws right in. We are going to align these tabs with these holes, and then we're going to spin the ring to lock this in place. But before we do that, we need to attach the wires that control the heated function during the winter. With the wires attached and the mirror in place, we're just going to take that little tab and slide it to the right, and we should be finished. The last part of any job is to check your work. We're going to call this program finished. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and look for another video coming out soon.